All right, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be going over how to manage your risk in a position in a trade and how to set stop losses, take profits, and also where to set stop losses and where to set your take profits. All right, so I was actually in the middle of making a strategy video before recording this, but I realized that many people might not know how to even place trades and how to put stop losses and take profits. And risk management is much more important than strategy, and it's something that you should understand first before you dive in to see what works and what doesn't, because nothing is going to work if your risk management isn't on point. All right, so what do I mean by risk management? So most of you are going to be starting off um, with, let's say, a 50K paper account. And all a paper account is basically 50K of simulated money that you can use as if it was real to trade in the market. Obviously, you're not going to be making any money because it's fake, but it's kind of like practice run. So you're using this money to make as many mistakes as you can and learn from them before using your actual money and not having to make mistakes with your money. So most of you are going to be starting with a 50K paper account. And what you need to know is um, a rule of thumb I have is I only risk 1% a day max of this 50K. And that's what you guys should be doing when you first start your paper accounts. So 1% of 50K would obviously be 500 bucks. So 500 bucks would be your limit. This would be the most you will be willing to lose in a single trading day. So whether that be two trades of 250 each, right? You take two trades, you lose them both. But since you decided to take two, you only risk half of the 1% in each trade. Another rule I have is I only take three trades max a day and no more trades after two losses in a row. So if I get on in the morning, I start trading, and first trade is a loss, and I go in the next one and it's a loss, I lock myself out and I'm done trading. But if, let's say, I have one break even and one loss, then I'm still able to trade um, one more. Like I still have one trade available. All right, and the reason why limiting your trades is so important is because it prevents overtrading, overtrading and revenge trading. Um, Basically, what those are is you end up making, let's say, like 10 trade, like you start the day, you lose your first two trades, and you're already in a bad mood, in a bad place. So you end up taking six more trades to try to make that money back because you're like, all right, let me just make a couple more trades so I'm at least break even on the day. But that never works. Revenge trading just causes you to lose four times as much as you originally lost. So if you were to lose two trades, you were to lose 500 bucks, right? Because you're limited to only losing 1% a day. Then you'd be like, okay, well, I can make this 500 back. And then you start over leveraging, which means you start risking way too much. Then you lose that, and then you do another one, you lose. And then at the end of it, once you snap out of it, you just blew an account. It's that easy. The thing with futures is you could lose $50,000 in a matter of minutes. And that's why having so many rules in place is so important when it comes to this type of trading. So I'm gonna write it out because my drawings aren't that good. So first rule, second, only risk 1% a day. And actually, starting off, I would only do one trade a day. And then after a while you could kind of change that. But your limit would definitely, you would want it to be three, no more than three. But as if you're new to starting on a paper account, I would recommend you only do one trade a day, risking 1%. So one trade a day. All right. I wanted to add one more rule to this. Oh yeah, journal everything. All right, so I'd say these three are like the most important when you're first starting off. Um, your your journey with futures trading is when you first get on a paper account. Um, you want to make sure you're doing these three things every single day. Like I remember when I first started getting into trading, first thing I did was I was on a paper account for 6 months until I was comfortable enough executing trades and and like managing my discipline. Like to this day, I even struggle with discipline in my rules sometimes. Like not every day is perfect. There are some days where I do break my rules, but it's definitely much less than how I was before. Um, and you want to screenshot everything too. So I mean, in my folder, I have hundreds of screenshots of every single trade I would take. I'd screenshot it, put it on a Google Doc, and then write a paragraph underneath explaining my thought process behind this trade, why I took this trade, how I felt during this trade. And that's all very, very important. All right, now I'm going to be going over how to execute trades on your paper account. So basically, all you have to do is go to TradingView. This is all free, by the way. Go to TradingView, go down, find paper trading, and there's going to be a list of options. I'm just going to log out so you guys can see. Log out. So you basically go down here, click on paper trading, which is simulated, connect, and then you're probably going to have to create an account. And you're going to have a starting balance of 50K. Mine's at 48 because I was just messing around with it. But you're going to have a starting balance of 50K. And this is going to be the account where you're going to be placing all your trades, monitoring all your trades, journaling, screenshotting everything, and getting comfortable with trading. So, I mean, realistically, you're going to be on a paper account for at least 4 to 6 months before you actually start trading. So you're going to get very comfortable with this platform. But basically, to show you guys how to execute trades, all you want to do is right click, go to trade, create new order, and then you get this order screen, right? So right now I'm in MNQ, and as I was talking about before, MNQ, it's $2 a contract. So right now I have 5 contracts, which means that'd be $10 for every point. All right, let's say I think it's gonna go up. How do I actually buy? So I right click, I go to trade, create a new order, I put how many contracts I want to use, and then I just click buy. I'm in. It's that easy. Now, what are take profits and stop losses and how to actually use them? So, when I dive into strategy and start teaching you guys about that, you're going to be using this all the time. This basically calculates for you, for you, um, your target and your stop loss, and how many points away your target is and how many points away your stop loss is. So basically, you want to use this tool. This is probably the most important tool you could ever use. You want to use this tool and put the middle of it right where you entered. So see, I entered here. I'm placing the middle right here. Now, with this tool, I'm able to calculate where I want to stop and where I want to take my and just exit my position and take my profit. So let's say that if it goes below this point right here, let's say I have a strategy, whatever, and my strategy tells me that if the market goes down, goes like reaches this or goes below it, it's going to keep going down. Because the point of stop losses are you want to place stop losses at points where you think that if the market or price reaches that, it's going to keep going down, right? You don't want to put it up at a place where once it touches, it's going to go up. That doesn't make sense. It's a safety net. So if you think that once price reaches this point, then your trade no longer works and it's just going to keep going down, you'd want to exit to to minimize how much money you're losing. Because if I don't have a stop loss, then I can lose infinite money. And it's like at first it's going to be hard for you to place these stop losses because it's like you're voluntarily exiting a position while losing money. But if you don't do that, then you're never going to be profitable because if you don't have a stop loss or a point where you want to take profit, let's say I don't have that, then like it's impossible for you not to get greedy when exiting your position. Because let's say this starts going down, right? Down, 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 down. And it hits the point where, fuck, like I think it's going to keep going down. I might get out. But you're like, no, no, I'm just going to hold on for a little bit longer. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. I'm just going to hold on longer, longer, longer. And it ends up going down, down, and you lose your account. So that's the importance of stop losses. It prevents you from using your emotions and getting greedy and thinking price is going to go up. So I might stop here, right? Now, how do I actually place an order so it executes once it reaches that? All you have to do is hover over this, click on stop loss, drag to add, and you basically just drag it to that point. So this is telling me once it gets to this point, it's gonna exit me out and I'm gonna lose 87 bucks. Oh shit, you guys can't see this. My bad. There. Actually, let me move my face cam. Alright. This is all that's telling me. This minus 87 is the most I will lose in this trade. Unless your order gets filled a little bit more down and you lose a little bit extra. But normally it's not that big of a difference. But in this trade, realistically, most I could lose is 87 bucks and 50 cents. Now, your take profits. Well, your take profits are obviously points where you think that once the market reaches that point, it's going to go down, right? Because you don't want to put it at a point where like it's just going to keep going up because then you're losing you're losing profits because you're not taking advantage of that. You want to place your take profits at points where your strategy tells you, okay, like in this point, let's say right here, right? My strategy tells me that once price gets up to this high, it's going to go down. So I'm going to place my take profit at that high, which I just did. Same way I did my stop loss. And it's actually about a hit. I didn't even plan. This was a random trade. This was just lucky. Fuck. Wait. Let me just do it again because it kind of fucked it up. All right. So stop loss. And in this example, now I'm doing another one. If I want to get it to the same point, since I bought at a higher price, I'm obviously going to risk a lot more because I bought higher up. So you see, instead of buying here, I bought here. Right now my stop is larger and I'm risking more. Anyways, for take profits, the same thing. Drag it, boom. And now what this is telling me is the most I'm going to be making in this trade is 107. Now, normally you want to be making more than what you're risking. So whenever you take a trade, you always want it to be at least a 1-to-1 risk reward. Always. And this is very important because like it wouldn't make sense for you to risk more than what you're actually able to make. Because let's say you place 5 trades, right? And you win 4 trades and lose 1. That one loss might and let's say that one loss is 400, but you win 4 and you only make 100 each, but you're risking 400. Then you just break even at that point, even though you won 4 trades. So that's why whenever you put your stop loss and take profits, you always want to make sure it's at least a 1-to-1 risk to reward. And ideally, you want it to be more than that, obviously, but 1-to-1 should be your minimum. So here, you see, I'm risking 190 to make 190. So in this trade, I could either lose 190 or I can make 190. All right, and another really cool thing about TradingView is that it basically does what I just showed you for you, and it calculates your risk. Because as I said before, with this, you're gonna have to do a little bit of math to calculate, okay, how many contracts do I need to get? Like, what's the maximum amount of contracts that I can buy for it to match what I'm willing to lose, right? So it does this for you. You right click on this tool and you find this by going on the left, and it's called the long or short position. You create a limit order, and then here it basically does everything for you. So let's say I'm doing the 1% rule and I want to risk 500 bucks. I enter 500 bucks and how much I'm willing to risk, and it says, okay, you're able to buy 13 contracts, right? If you want this to be your stop loss, and actually your take profit doesn't really matter, but it's basically telling you that you're able to buy 13 contracts if you want this to be your stop loss. Now, let's say I want my stop loss to be, let's say I want my stop loss to be all the way down here for some reason. I don't know. Now, it's going to tell me if I want to risk 500, which is my 1%. Now it's saying I can only buy 6 contracts, right? Because since I'm willing to risk a lot more points, that means that I can't have too many contracts. Because if I have, what did I have before? 13. At this point, I can't have 13 at this point because that basically be double of this, because you have to multiply contract price by how many you have and then by how much you're willing to lose. So let's say I'm buying 5 contracts, each one's worth $2, 5 times 2 is 10, and I'm willing to risk 37 bucks. I mean 37 points. That's 10 times 37, 370. But in this one, it's basically telling you that the max you're able, the max amount of contracts you're able to buy, if you only want to risk 500, is 6. And then I want my take profit to be 1-to-1. So 149. I want it to be the same. So in this trade, I could lose 447 or I can make 447. And then all you have to do is just click buy and boom. It sets the take profit and the stop loss for you. All right, that's gonna be all for this video. I kind of just wanted, before I got into strategy, I kind of wanted to explain to you guys how to actually use TradingView and how to actually start a paper account and how to execute trades. And all this is, I mean, like, this is very important. You're not going to be able to do anything with a strategy when you don't know how to actually place trades. Um, so yeah, in my next video, I am going to be doing strategy, but I just felt like I needed to get this explanation kind of out of the way before before diving into strategy. So yeah.